Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a really common problem in Pro AV.
A huge one.
How do you get a perfect 4K signal 200, maybe 230 feet away without your server rack ending up looking like a total mess?
Right. And without running a ton of different cables for power and for control.
Exactly. So today, we are diving into the Aurora Multimedia DXE-CAT-TX1-4K. It's an HD-based transmitter. And our mission here is to figure out what makes this little box so essential for system integrators.
Well, at its core, this thing is a workhorse. It's all about solving that problem of distance. It uses HD-based technology, to let that huge HDMI signal travel over a standard, pretty affordable CCAT5E or Cat6 cable.
Okay, so let's get right to the specs that matter for anyone installing this stuff. The big number here is reach. We're talking up to 230 feet, that's 70 meters, over one single CTAT cable.
Yep.
So we know it can go the distance, but the big question is, what does the quality look like at the other end?
And that's where, the details matter. It does support 4K resolution, which is great, but that's at 30 hertz. So that's perfect for things like digital signs or maybe a presentation. But where it really shines for high-quality video is when you drop to 1080p 60 hertz.
So at that frame rate.
Exactly. At that standard frame rate, it supports a really deep 48-bit color depth. And that gives you just phenomenal quality, in a boardroom or a classroom.
I have to push back a little here, though. With fiber and other options out there, why would a system designer pay $450 for an extender that kind of tops out at 4K 30 hertz?
That's a fair question.
And we should probably also clarify it is HDCP compliant and TAA compliant. Those are important checkboxes.
Right. And that TAA compliance is actually a huge part of the answer.
Yeah.
The competitive edge is all about installation speed and reliability.
Yeah.
That saves labor costs. But the TAA compliance, that's the Trade Agreements Act.
Okay.
That means it's approved for government, education, defense projects. If you're bidding on those jobs, that's not just a feature, it's a requirement.
Got it. So that opens up a whole market. Okay, let's unpack this patents pending physical design. For someone who lives inside a server rack, what does this actually fix?
Anyone who's spent a day with their head buried in cables knows this pain. Aurora designed it so that all the connectors, the HDMI in, HDBaseT out, RS-232, IR, they're all on one side.
Oh, that's smart.
It sounds like a small thing, but it makes a huge difference. It cleans everything up, improves airflow, and you don't get that cable spaghetti that's a nightmare for maintenance.
And tied into that is the power flexibility. You can use power over HDBaseT, so the system can get its power from an adapter on either the transmitter side or the receiver side.
Yes. That PoE flexibility is a strategic advantage, especially if you're working in an older building where finding an outlet is, impossible.
But that means the designer has to be really careful about planning their power budget, right?
Precisely. And that leads us to the big asterisk here. The power supply itself. It's a 24-volt DC supply. It is explicitly not included. You have to order that separately.
That is a critical detail.
A very critical procurement detail.
And it's not just the video signal. We can't forget the control signals that are piggybacking on that same CAT cable.
That's right. This handles bidirectional RS-232 and IR, so you can power the unit and extend full remote control for your media player and your projector all over that single wire. It's true operational control.
So if we put this all together, the module itself is pretty small, right?
Oh yeah, it's compact. Just under 5 inches by 3 inches. It weighs less than a pound, and it comes with all the mounting hardware you need. Wall tabs, rack bracket, everything's in the box.
Except the power supply.
Except the power supply.
So at today's price of $450, the value isn't just the hardware. It's really about de-risking the install, isn't it? The clean connector layout, the TAA compliance, the PoE flexibility, that all cuts down on labor and future headaches.
Exactly. So what this all means is that the DXE-CAT-TX1-4K really shows the evolution of AV infrastructure. It's this merger of high bandwidth video, control, and power into one standard reliable cable. That's what you need for an efficient, modern AV installation.
So here's a final thought. Considering their focus is on a cleaner wiring solution, just think about all the hidden complexity, the power negotiation, signal conversion, all the data integrity checks that Aurora managed to cram into that tiny sub-1 pound box just to make one image appear perfectly 230 feet away. That integration is the real deep dive here.